Good evening, everyone. I am LaMonica Lawrence. I'm your host of the Veterans Compass to Success Studio. We are on episode 2, and tonight we are going to be talking about how to land a federal job. And I have the subject matter expert to be talking about how to land a federal job. She's helped multiple people land a federal job. She is a veteran herself. Her name is Miss Shirley B. And as I stated, she's helped multiple people land a federal job. She has been in the government industry for 15 years, almost 16 years. She is a mother. She is a entrepreneur soon to be. And we are going to drop her details, but we're going to get right into how to land a federal job. So, Miss Shirley B, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for introducing
Amazing.
me and thank you for allowing me to be on your platform today.
Absolutely, absolutely. As you know, our platform is all about helping veterans transition out
Indeed.
of the military. And so, usually, when veterans get out of the military, whether they served 4 years or they actually retired, a lot of times they want to stay working, they want to stay employed, and they
Hmm.
do have government jobs on their mind. However, there's not a clear cut path into landing a government job, specifically a federal. So today we just want to know, talk to us a little bit about some strategies that you have utilized to help people and some resources to help veterans actually land a federal job.
Well, let me start off and give a little bit about my own background. When I got out the military, it took me almost 5 years to actually land a federal job. I actually
Mm.
ran into another veteran who was also in school with me, completing our master's degree, and she actually gave me some tips. And those tips were very grateful. And since then, I have been giving those tips off to other veterans, to other personnel who are trying to get into the federal job. The number
Amazing.
one tip I would say, please, everyone, go to USA Jobs and create a profile. You must create a profile in there. Do not upload a resume. USAA already has a federal resume laid out for you. All you have to do is input your information. That is very important. Input your information, create that profile. As well, I think a lot of people forget they have to also upload their college transcripts. If you have a degree, you want to upload that. You have any certifications, professional certifications, upload that. If you are a veteran, it is very important to upload your DD 214. And if you are a veteran that has disability, you want to upload your disability letter because they
Amazing.
actually have a lot of positions open for veterans with certain level of disability from 50 to 90. Even if you have only 10%, still put up your disability. It counts.
Okay, I have some questions in the chat and they just wanted to elaborate. Although this topic is about helping veterans, these steps that you're mentioning, these can be also utilized by the general public as well, correct?
Yes, yes, as well.
Amazing. Okay. So, what would you say would be some common misconceptions as it pertains to landing a federal job?
I think the biggest misconception is that people have the assumption when you apply for a federal job, it's just like a private industry. When you apply, you get a response back within a week or two. When it
Yes.
comes to a federal position, it could take 3 to 6 months. I think people fail to understand that we have security levels and we have background checks that we have to complete on you prior to even selecting you. Because a lot of times you got selected already, but you might not get a notification until almost 2 to 3 months later, not knowing that they already started your background check.
Wow. Okay. Okay. So, yes, I think that a lot of people are not aware of that process. So, if they applied for the job today, they
Hmm.
really shouldn't anticipate hearing back for the next couple months, would you say? Or is it just depends on the type of job that they applied for?
Correct for both, depending on the position, depending on the level of security that's needed. That will cause to figure out what the delay would be. Like for me, I would say both positions that I have held since I have been in the federal government for the last 15 years. It took about 3 to 6 months.
Okay, that wasn't bad at all. And what would you say those individuals that you have helped, that you saw them through the entire process from step one all the way to landing that job, what would you say was the difference between them and then just the average candidate that's on there applying? What do you think they did differently?
Well, I had one regular civilian who's never been in a federal government or has any federal background whatsoever or connection to any veteran or military spouse. It took us about 7 months. She actually just landed her position. She starts this Monday, which is great.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Yes.
And the other two were veterans, and they also start in the next 2 weeks as well. I
Okay.
think the biggest thing is for somebody who's not civilian, you have to be extremely careful the way you answer the questions. There's
That
certain
makes
questions that's in there. You have to really look at your resume and see if those requirements that they asking you about, those special skills they asking you about, you have to see if they actually reflect in your resume. Because when they don't reflect in your resume, then you're not going to be flagged and
right.
selected.
Okay, that makes total sense.
And that's another big thing in regarding to the resume itself. I always tell people, yes, upload your information into the system. But when you go back into the actual job description, look for the requirements, read the requirements, confirm that you could actually do those tasks, and if those tasks are already in your resume. Okay. The best way to actually get selected, because they use an actual computer system that flags the resume that best fits the position before it goes to the HR representative and management. Because they receiving so many resumes and so many applications, they don't have time to go through each one of them. So please use the wording in the description, in the job description, and put it into your resume.
That makes total sense. Okay. So just to sum everything up, the takeaways that they should take away is number one, they should create a profile. They should make sure if they already have a profile created that it's updated.
Mm-hmm.
They should have all the pertinent information, such as their transcripts. If they are a veteran, they're going to need their DD-214, their disability letter if they have disability, just all the applicable documents, they should already be there. And then, of course, they want to reach out to you because you do have a service where you actually help people create their federal resumes, correct?
Yes, I do.
Awesome. Okay. And so you also, I want to say, see them through the process. Like once they actually create their profile, you help them um, just kind of monitor the process of the jobs that they're.
I walk through the whole thing. I go into their actual profile once they created it. They
Okay.
sent me their login information. I review their resume to make sure that they put the resume in correctly, make sure they put all their documentations that's needed correctly. And also another big tip is that when you do your reference below, please, if you have anybody who's already in the federal government, add them in as a reference because that's a big plus on your resume for the federal government. The fact that they know that you working you have family members or friends that's in an agency already, they're going to automatically reach to that person first to get a background check on you.
That is a really good tip. I didn't know that. And as you're speaking, I'm like, you know what? My profile has not been updated. I don't even know what address is listed in there right
That is not good. No good.
now.
We
Yes.
got to work on that.
Exactly. So, you guys, we just heard from Miss Shirley B. As I stated, she is a subject matter expert because she's actually helped individuals create their federal resume. Not only did she help them create their resume, she actually helped them land a federal job. So, if that's something that interests you and you're in the US and you would like to utilize her services, I am going to put down her email address, and then if you weren't able to get it, I'm going to put it down in the chat. You can also send me an email and I will send you her contact information. This is a paid service where she will create your federal resume. She will see the entire process through from start to finish. So, how amazing is that? If you want your 2025 to look better than 2024, if you're just simply looking to get a government job, specifically a federal job, she is going to be the person that you want to contact. Okay. So, I want to thank you, Miss Shirley B, for taking time out, for giving us those tips, all of this free game that you gave us to pertain a or to obtain a federal job is amazing. Do you have any last takeaways that you want to say?
I do want to give one more. I don't want to discourage anybody who's considered a college student right now who's looking to enter. They actually we have a lot of great internship program that pays. And I'm not saying paid as in under the table paid, but actual federal grade level where you are internship, and when you complete your internship, you get promoted and
Wow.
land the position.
Internship, good
Yes,
pay.
good pay
That
with
is
all the federal
amazing.
benefits that comes along with it while you're doing your internship program.
Wow. Okay, that is
So
amazing.
don't sleep on it.
Yes.
And
I'm
there's
thinking
different
now.
levels. There's different levels on the actual hiring process. You have some of them, some of the jobs they say direct hire. That means they
Okay.
only going to be based off of your resume. Most of
Wow.
them would not do an interview unless they feel like they need further information from you.
Okay.
So when you see those, you want to apply for them.
Wow, that is amazing. I mean, I personally would not have known this information if you didn't share it. I love to be able to let people know because I think, well, I want to say I know that the transition from the military is hard a lot of times just because we simply don't know a lot of things. And so
Mm-hmm.
it's good when we find out things to make our transition a lot easier. So thank you so much again, Miss Shirley B. I am going to put your email address down in the chat, and then they are going to be able to reach out to you that way. And thank
As
you
well.
again for joining today's episode 2 on how to land a federal job.
Thank you for having me. Have a
You,
great evening, everyone.
you too.